waiting on some other parts for the cart. So I thought I'd go through all this wiring. It was kind of a mess, like all these carts are when they're so old and been through so many people. When I got this, it had some hoopty lights on the front that no longer work. Somebody put like some fog lamp assemblies and cut holes in the front. But this cart is wired for factory headlights and blinkers and all the stuff that comes on them from the factory when they're set up like this. So I've come through here and eliminated, all the other wires and uh, all the trash that was in here, um, and made some new wiring harnesses and some other stuff. These lights are just sitting here for now while I got the cowl off, but these lights have daytime running lights, and it comes with two colors of daytime running lights, and each one of these wires, one of them is the white lights and one of them's the amber lights. So what I did was I wired a daytime running light switch, and one of the other carts I did, I I just wired the. I didn't have turn signals or anything, so I just wired the amber lights to my 12-volt converter, so that when you turn the key on, it turned on the amber colored daytime running lights, and I wasn't using the white ones. Sometimes you don't want any lights on at all, when the key switch is on for whatever reason. Um, especially if you use the buggy to crawl around, hunt pigs or something like we do. I don't want the lights on at all sometimes. So I bought a two position pull switch to replace the single position pull switch that was in here. And this is the one that was in here. It just has two poles, and then you can see the one that's in there. It has a dash light pole. It has parking light pole and a headlight pole. So I just added a circuit here to the parking light. So when you pull the switch to the first pull, it's going to activate the white daytime running lights. Um, and then for the amber side, I went through here, I identified all these wires, and sure enough, it had all the turn signal wires in the harness. So now when you activate the turn signal, even with the white amber, I'm sorry, even if the white daytime running lamps are on, it's a switchback basically, which was kind of a surprise. So when you hit the blinker, even with the white daytime running light on, uh, it activates the amber blinker. So it's going to work out perfectly for me, and all that works even when the headlights are on. Um, so got all this wired out. It was kind of a mess. Nothing worked. None of these electronics worked. I did find a plug for a flasher relay. It was missing the relay. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I found the plug in there tie strapped to the framework. So I bought an LED flasher, um, and put in there, and it all works real good. So we'll see. I've got a lot of other things to do the front end. This lift kit, I left the cowl off because I'm gonna put the lift kit in when it arrives, and then I'll put the cowl back in. I still have to recover the seats. That'll be here in a day or so. I'll put the lift kit on, put the wheels and tires on, and do some other wiring stuff. I hate in these carts. I hate clouding all this stuff up with switches and cutting up these factory panel things. So I took a piece of ABS plastic and let's see if I can get this out of here. And made a switch panel. Um, if this is something you're interested in, shoot me a line or something. I didn't video this, but basically this, I shaped a piece of ABS plastic to fit in here, and I pop riveted some aluminum angle there for a backer. It does have a little ridge here. There wasn't enough to screw to, so I added some aluminum angle there. Anyway, this is going to mount here, and this is just a basic marine switch. It's hard to do this one-handed here, but this fits in here nice and snug. Here we go. And it's going to fit in here like that. It's recessed just back to that detent on the edges. You know, I've got wipers on this cab, and there's a fan in the cab, and I got a couple other switches here I'll use for interior dome light. And this particular switch panel comes with a PDF, charging USB, and voltmeter. So that's going to occupy that spot. I lost a little storage there, but it's clean looking. I didn't have to tear up the dash too much to get it in there. I'll wire that panel down to my fuse block, and that'll be complete. And then I'll just wire in the other accessories coming up under the cowl, so it's all nice and neat. And I'll punch in somewhere up here where it's dry, and run the wires to those accessories through there. Having a little difficulty with the LED flasher. Once I put the LED flasher in there, I realized that it's a no-load flasher, like it should be. But these tail lights, you can buy these from, I think Rox makes them, replacement LED, but they're really expensive, like $20 a fixture, so $40 for some lights. I bought some LED 1157 bulbs that go in here. They're super bright and they look really good. The problem is when you take these incandescent bulbs out and put in the LED bulbs, you lose the flash. So it's supposed to be a no-load LED flasher, and it should work. There may be a polarity issue because LEDs are sensitive to that. I'm going to do some testing on that, and I'll get back on that. But I guess I could put load resistors in and try that. Some, load resistors for those LEDs. I don't like those because they get hot and they draw a lot. The advantage of LED is they don't draw anything. But if you put load resistors in, it's going to draw just like, if not more than an incandescent bulb. But for now, I'm going to leave these bulbs in here because everything's working until I get to that point. But we'll see. Got these mounts just mounted up temporarily because I still got to put this lift kit on. Didn't want to put the cowl on yet. We got all these lights wired up. So that 2-position switch I was talking about, if you turn it, push it all the way in, nothing's on. You push it here, those daytime running lamps are on. And if you pull it all the way out, the headlights are on. Those turn signals, so when the daytime running lights are on, they're switchback lights basically. So that's how those are going to work. Now my seat covers came in today. I went ahead and put them on. These are from a company called Up to Par, and excellent material, and the fit is absolutely perfect. This is a company out of Florida. They have a multitude of colors. I chose this scheme and had them make them for me with the gray on the outside and the black on the inside. Uh, Very easy to do. The vinyl is marine grade. Um, I think these are $80, and they're custom colors. She'll send you color samples, all kinds of stuff if you want to. You can find them on Etsy. Um, I think they're even on Amazon, but I didn't like the order process, so I just used Etsy. It was real easy. They were here in about 4 days, and they are an absolute perfect fit. So if you're looking for seat covers, it's up to par covers. And for this style, they have them for all styles, but they know, you just tell them what you're looking for, and they fit them absolutely perfect. Um, so I think we're going to tackle the lift kit next, to get my new wheels and tires on here and get this thing looking more respectable. And I'm tired of looking at it on 8-inch wheels. Well, it's time to put the 6-inch lift kit on. Um, I use the 6-inch lift kit from Steeling Golf Corporation. There's a lot of other lift kits out there. Do your research. I've had some experience with these kits. I had used a Mad Jack's kit before, and one of the spindles broke right uh, going into the hub, and I kind of got the red ass at Mad Jack's because I tried to order the spindle, and they said, no, you're gonna have to buy the whole kit, and it was like $600. So um, I gave up on them. Called Steeling Golf Corporation directly, and talked to them, and got to talking to them about their product, and ended up going with one of their kits a few carts ago, and I've been with them ever since. Um, Half the price, $299 right now on Amazon for a 6-inch heavy duty double A arm lift, which is probably one of the most common lifts for these DS models. It seems to be quality built. I haven't had any problems with them on 2 or 3 carts now. So um, we're going to get this put on. Um, I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the front end of this, and then I'll go over some of the parts and getting it ready. You don't have to have the front cowl off to do this. I just don't like it being in my way, and I was doing some other work and just left it off. But I'm going to go ahead and get some of this disassembled, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, got all these parts off of here. If you could probably see in the time lapse, just hit these things. Don't hit these, and don't hit this, but hit this portion with a large hammer. I had trouble getting one of them out. Usually they just fall right out, but I had trouble getting one of those out. Um, sometimes this plate right here, usually this goes right here and the spring mounts to it. Um, I took it apart. Most of the time you can just take these four deals out and the whole assembly drops, but I couldn't get my socket on some of the bolts on that plate. So I went ahead and took the leaf spring assembly apart so that I could get to the bolts. I haven't ever had to do that before. I don't know if it's just the way it was sitting on there or what, but you may run into that. Um, I discovered a couple of parts I don't have while I was doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back together like this, and I'll order me some new ball joints. Um, they're not bad, but the cover's ripped apart on that one. I'm going to put it back in for now. Um, Other than that, I'm ready to start assembling and putting the new parts in place. Um, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Just fold all this stuff out of the way. And if you remember which way you took this off, makes it a little easier to adjust it when it's back, because it was, we'll see what happens here in a minute. Um, Other than that, that's what you ought to come up with um, when you're done disassembling the factory parts. And basically, you're just taking off your hubs on each side. Uh, you're disconnecting all your links here. That one, this one on this side, and then just one on this side. And then you're going to take these four bolts out here. Your shock mounts, we did that first. And then the whole A-arm assembly just drops down and gets out of your way. While I'm in here, I'm going to clean up a little bit of this stuff, and I'm going to start putting the other parts back on. Now, in preparation to get these things on here, this thing comes with some protective coating. I've seen guys, your bearing's not going to go on there. You're not going to be able to get it on there with this coating on here. Let me set this down. Uh, but if you'll take some carburetor cleaner, I've seen guys take sandpaper and all kinds of stuff and, try to get this off here. But the best way to do this, get some brake cleaner, and it just rolls right off. It just wipes right off with brake cleaner. So there's no need to take sandpaper to it and all that other stuff. It comes right off. And you're going to need to do that before you reassemble everything. Okay, it's all assembled. I left these loose. Because you have to come back and adjust the camber and the caster. And when we get done, you have to put Loctite on here. So I didn't fasten these. I got to adjust all this stuff. So I got to do a fit check with the wheels and tires. And then I'll get and start doing the alignment. We got the wheels and tires on there. One of the things I didn't anticipate was these wheels and tires are takeoffs from an Evolution, 2025 Evolution. And one of the things I didn't count on was these old style bearing caps are too long for the center caps that come with it. So I'll fix that up somehow. I'll either make an indentation here or put some put some different caps on there. But dramatic difference. It's looking much different in the front end. As soon as I get it aligned, I'll put the cowl back on there and we can really see what it looks like. But yeah, it makes a dramatic difference from the stock height to the, it's now about 6 or 8 inches taller. But it's all I really like this lift kit. They they come with all the right hardware, and it worked out pretty good. I'm gonna do some custom work to the plate that goes on the front up here. I'm not gonna put it on right now. Uh, the thing that's next is the back, and then after I get the back completed, I'll go ahead and we'll go through the alignment and the caster and camber and the rest of that. So let me get on this and see if we can get this finished up. Okay, moved on to the back. I got the left side done. I'm sorry I didn't video that portion. Pretty straightforward. Here, this one's not done yet. I took the shackle off, the lower shackle. I'm gonna change all my bushings, of course, like I did over here, but you know, if you didn't buy bushings and you're putting a lift kit in, you might as well go ahead and buy them, because you're gonna have to cut out some of those bolts. Buy the bushing kit that comes with the nuts and bolts and everything. But anyway, take those leaf springs. I do one side at a time. I left this one loose. I loosened it and then did this side and just used a jack to raise up and down your axle. But here you can see the bottom factory shock plate just dropped off. I just took the U-bolt loose on the bottom and took this bottom leaf spring, and true to form, this one right here, almost every single one of these that I do, the front one, the bolt is seized to the bushing inside. This one's gonna have to be cut out just like the other side, and just like almost every one of these carts. If you don't put anti-seize back on that bolt going through the bushing, it's gonna seize again. It just doesn't. They're gonna seize up. And if you're having trouble, like I said in the previous video, once you take the bolt out like this and you think you're good to go and you start hammering on that, it ain't coming out because it's probably seized together in there. You can beat on it all you want, but take you a cutting blade and just stick it right down in here and cut between that. It's gonna smoke up that rubber a little bit, but just cut that bolt off, and then you'll have to do the other side. Get a screwdriver in here and move it out of the way so you're not cutting your bracket or into the leaf spring. Cut that out and just drop it, and then bang the bushing out and replace it. This is very, very common, and it causes a lot of people a lot of grief because they, just buy the bushing kit for $12. Go ahead and buy the bolts, because you're going to probably need it. If not all of them, you're going to need one of them, because one out of about 100% chance that one of them is going to be seized up and won't come out. But let me get this out of here, and I'll try to film a little more of doing this side. I didn't film the other side. It's pretty straightforward. So I'll be back. Okay, so this project's coming to an end. I put up a build sheet just to give you an idea of what I did. Like I said, I bought this for $350 and ended up having $2,910 invested in it. And, some bargain shopping here and there. Getting a good deal on it up front is usually the key. But as you can see, painted the cab, seats reupholstered, some wheels and tires, a 6-inch lift kit, a complete rewire, 12-volt system, lithium battery conversion, lights, brush guard, new front cowl, and replaced all the bushings front and rear. And it turned out pretty decent. I think I mentioned earlier, these wheels and tires were takeoffs. If you look good on Marketplace, you can find them. These came off of an Evolution golf cart, and they are 23 by 10 by 14s.
If you stuck with me this long, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Appreciate you guys.